Marlon is the leader of a group of kids at Erickson Boarding School for Troubled Youth. In a world overrun by walkers, the children had created their own little community to survive. Marlon stepped up as a leader not because he wants power, but because someone had to take charge. When a whole lot of adults literally lift y'all ass to die, basically. What else you gonna do? Someone had to step up. But yeah, he was someone who took charge. He's practical, courageous, and most importantly, determined to protect those he cares about at the time. But leadership in a world like this isn't easy. The stress of protecting the others while dealing with scarce resources and constant danger takes a toll on him. Marlon's desperation eventually led him to his darkest decision, which was sacrificing Sophie and Minerva to raiders in exchange for safety of the group. When Clementine arrives, she begins to unravel the carefully constructed lie that Marlon has built around himself. The truth is that Marlon wasn't a monster. He was a scared kid who made a terrible choice. He sacrificed Sophie and Minerva not out of malice or fucking all out savagery, but out of fear. He believed that if he didn't act, the raiders would take more lives. This decision haunted him, causing him to live in constant guilt and paranoia. His actions weren't justified, but they were understandable. The burden of leadership can push even the strongest people to make tragic mistakes, especially in a world like this one. Despite his grave mistakes, there are signs that Marlon could have been redeemed. Before everything came crashing down, he showed moments of genuine care for his friends. Marlon had the potential to actually confront his past, make amends, and become a better leader. If Marlon had survived his confrontation with Clementine and AJ, he would have had a chance to face the consequences and repercussions of his choices head on. It's possible that, with time, he could have become a character with one of the most compelling redemption arcs in the series. But unfortunately, that boy AJ had other plans.
You win. I can't.
That boy AJ shot him, ending his life before he could even begin to atone for what he done. Some argue that AJ's actions was justified. After all, Marlon had pointed a gun at Clementine for the longest. But it's hard not to feel like something important was lost with Marlon's death though. Marlon's sudden death left the group in disarray. Without him, the kids had to figure out how to survive on their own. And AJ's actions set a new precedent for how conflicts were dealt with. Violence instead of reconciliation. Let's imagine for a moment how Marlon's redemption arc could have played out. The first step would be taking responsibility. Marlon would need to openly admit to his mistakes, not just out of guilt, but to make things right. He could have worked his way to earn back the trust of the other kids and fought for the group's safety, this time without sacrificing anyone. He could have met Minerva how they did in real life. Well, not in real life, but in the game, basically. And then Minerva gonna be talking her shit to Marlon, and then Marlon gonna be like, man, I'm sorry for what I did. And then he's gonna find out about Sophie's death when Minerva killed her. And then basically he's gonna help everybody, get out of the boat, basically fight off the Delta. That basically gonna earn his trust back. That's how I would have done it. And I ain't gonna lie, this beat is getting on my nerves because it's a little too loud for it to only be at 20 volume. But hey man, bear with me, it's about to be over in a minute. A redemption arc doesn't mean erasing his past sins, but rather showing growth and willingness to change. Marlon could have been a symbol of how even a world as bleak as it is, there's room for second chances and the possibility of becoming a better person. And I know what y'all thinking, what about 10? Man, nah, fuck 10. That nigga was responsible for many lives. Marlon, what Marlon did, what 10 did made Marlon look like a saint. Come on, man, let's be honest. That man 10 was a cause of many deaths. Marlon just did nothing but sent 2 people away. You acting like he killed them. Nah, forget all that. Marlon's story in Telltale's Walking Dead is a tragic one. He was a young leader who made terrible choices, but he was also just a kid who deserved a chance to learn and grow from his mistakes. In a world that constantly strips away people's humanity, Marlon could have been an example of how redemption is still possible, even in the darkest of times. But instead, his story serves as a reminder of how quickly hope can be extinguished and how not every character can get a chance at a redemption arc. And Telltale, like your dad, sometimes there's just no time for second chances.